Good Vach, everybody.
Good Vach.
Lamed Dalet, 34. We're learning the order of the Korbanos Atomid in the morning, and the Gemara asks, "Minayin shlo yedavar kodem l'tomid shel shachar." How do we know that the tomid shel shachar has to be the first thing in the morning? Talmud loymar v'arach aleha ha'oila, v'amarava ha'oila hi oila rishona. First, you put the korban ola, and then all the other korbanos follow that korban. So, the korban ola is the introductory korban every day. Then umincha lechaviti. Every korban ola would have, along with it, minchas nesachim, a flour and oil mincha, along with wine. So, besides that, every day, the Kohen Gadol would offer what was called the minchas chavitin, which was divided in half in the morning, half in the afternoon. So the mincha, the regular mincha that is connected to the Olas HaTomid, is offered prior to the minchas chavitin of the Kohen Gadol. There's a pasuk in Vayikra Chav Gimel that says, La krivi shel Hashem, Ola umincha, zevach unsachim, dvar yom biyomo. So that which it says, Ola umincha, right? Yishel Hashem Ola umincha. So Ola umincha, it tells you that the Ola comes first and the mincha comes after the Ola. How do I know that? Now, the minchas nesachin that is connected to the ola, that goes first. And then the mincha that stands on its own, the minchas chavitim, follows. Well, how do I know then that the minchas chavitim precedes the offering of the wine libations? The chavitin l'nesachin, because shu mincha. Because whatever you want to say, minchas chavitin has the name mincha. So since it says La krivi shel Hashem ola umincha zevach unsachim, so the nesachim comes after the mincha. So you got to offer the minchas chavitim prior to the wine libations as well. Okay. Unesachim umusaf, and the pouring of the wine that's connected to the daily olos hatomid precedes the offering of the korban musaf. So on a regular day, there was no korban musaf. The word musaf means additional. You only brought a korban musaf on special days like Rosh Chodesh, Shabbos, Yontif, Chol HaMoed. So when you have a korban musaf, it was offered after the wine libations. And the reason we know that the nesachim precede the musaf, like because I read that pasuk, zevach unsachim dvar yom b'yom. That so the nesachim that are connected to the zevach, you have to do the wine prior to any new korban, like the new musaf. Then on Shabbos, when you had another korban, which is the lechem panim, where before you could eat the lechem panim, you had to offer the bazichim, the bowls that had spice in it, the levona that was sitting on top of the lechem panim. So the musafim are done prior to the offering of the bazichim. there's a baraisa that seems to imply that the offering of the bazichin preceded the musaf. So the Gemara says Tanoi. That was a machlokes Tanoi. One held that the musaf went first, and some held that the bazichin went first. Omar Abai, the Stavar command to Omar, musafin koydem bazichin. Abai wants to say that our Mishnah, which says that the musaf preceded the bazichin, makes more sense, makes more logical sense. Lav mi amrit baboiker mahar. We've already established that whenever the Torah uses the phrase baboiker, it teaches me that that specific avodah goes first. Hachanami bayom. It says biyom HaShabbos yarchenu. So the lechem aponim, which is connected to bayom, means you have to do it as late as possible to connect it to the kedushas of Shabbos. So then my time at the Mandomer Bazichin Koydem Musafim. So the Tana who holds that the Bazichin were offered before the Musaf, where does he get that from? So Gomar Chuka Mechaviti. It says the word Chok by the Lechem Aponim. And it says the word Chok by the Minchas Chaviti. Because it says Chok Olam in both places. So therefore you make a connection between the Bazichin and the Minchas Chavitin, which was immediately preceded that korban. Freiti Gemara Mahasam Garment Ligmar Kula Milsa Mahasam. So maybe the Bazichin should be offered immediately after the Chavitin. And therefore, why did we pour the wine? Intervening. So, lahachi hani bayom lahia. Well, at least the bayom, according to that Tana, would make it as late as possible. But you would do it after the Nesachah, but you do it before the Musaf. So that's the reasoning behind the machlokes Tanoim regarding what went first, the Bazichin or the Musaf. Then, back to our Mishnah, Torah Shel Shachar, Haisa Kreva Ben Dam LeEvor. The Ketores was offered in the morning and in the afternoon. Now, in the morning, it was offered between the Zrikas Hadam of the Korban Olah and the placement of the pieces of the Olah on the Mizbeach. So the Gemara wants to know Mani. Who is the author of that mission? I Rabbanon Bein Dam Laneros Rabbanon. The Rabbanon Shita was that the Ketores goes between the Dam and the Atovas Haneros. And I Abashol Bein Neros Levorim Rabbanon. The Ketores is offered between the Neros and the Avorim. So who is it like? So the Gemara says, Lo Rabbanon. In general, in an overview, the Ketores goes between the Dam and the Avorim. But where in between the Dam and the Avorim it goes, so that they didn't bother with. That could be either like the Rabbanon or like Abba Shol. However, the Ketores in the afternoon, there it looks like everybody held that the Ketores was offered between the placement of the limbs on the Mizbeach and the pouring of the wine. But not immediately, how do you know this? Rav Yechman, the Omar Kro, the afternoon should be conducted like the morning. Right? Because it says, V'sakevas hasheni taseh bin arbayim, ki minchas haboiker ukenisko tasha, isra rech nechoch moshe. And Rav Yechon learns, Ma minchas haboiker k'toris kodemes l'nesachim. So just like in the morning, the offering of the Torahs preceded pouring of the wine, Avkan k'toris kodemes l'nesachim. So here as well, the burning of the Torahs preceded the Nesachim. Imala hala and Ktoris Kodemis Levorim. Afkan Ktoris Kodemis Levorim. Now, in the morning, we learned that the offering of the Ktoris preceded the placing of the limbs on the Mizbeach. So maybe in the afternoon it should be the same. So the Gemara says, doesn't say anything about mi ksiv ke'evri aboker, kiminchas aboker ksiv. Kiminchas aboker v'lo ke'evri aboker. How it relates to the mincha is comparable, but regarding the Evorim, it doesn't necessarily have to follow the way we do it in the morning regarding the Evorim. Ton Rabban, no, we learn in the Baraisa, dinisko, how much wine do you pour with the other satam? Reviya sahin, a quarter of a hin. Yilmat shel shachar mishal arvis. In the morning, it doesn't tell us the amount, but in the arvis it does. So we learn the morning from the evening. Madoch, the evening, it says you need a reviya sahin. So we learn the same shiur for the morning. Rebbe Yomer, no, arvis mishal shachris. No, the Ma'ariv, what we do in the afternoon, we learn from shachris. That which it says keves echad, that refers to the Tamid shel Shachar, and from there we learn all the dinim of the later Tamid as well. So the Gemara says it doesn't make sense. Rabbanon. What we just said only makes sense according not to Rebbe, according to the Chacham, because Hay b'Tamid shel ben Rabbaim. The pasuk of Reviya Sahin is only written by the afternoon. Ben Arbai, Oila Satami. Ela Rebbe my time. So what is Rebbe talking about that we learn the afternoon, the evening Talmud from the morning? The morning doesn't say anything about the amount. Amar Rabba Barula, Amar Kra, La Keves HaEchad. Ezeu Keves Shenemer Bo Echad, have the Omer is a Talmud Shel Shachar. That the